Hey, we are live. Welcome to day one of the 2020 Lead Generation Challenge. I am so excited that you are here. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna let some people jump on. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Are you excited? Hey, Misala. Hey, Christy. Hey, Danielle. How's everyone doing? Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Hey, Abigail. Hey, Lucia. Hey, Taryn. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome. Hey, Michelle Hammett. Hey, Mandy Joe. Oh my goodness. Who's pumped? Happy Monday. Happy December. Whew. I'm just so excited. I just got off of a marketing strategy call. I am mentoring with the genius Frank Kern right now. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And I'm just really excited that you are here. Danielle is here from Kansas City. Where is everyone from, by the way? Hey, Janet. Woohoo! Awesome. I love Mondays. Me too. I was up at like 4:45 this morning, just ready to rock and roll. Already got my to-do list done, and I'm just really pumped to be here to add some value to you. Where's everyone from? I am originally from Chicago. We've moved, I think, 8 or 9 times in the past 10 years since we've been married. We moved from France. Now we're in Orlando, and the weather is gorgeous. And you might hear we have a palm tree outside, and it's really windy, so it's like knocking against the window. So sorry. I told my husband he needs to chop that down. Terrence in Michigan. Christy's in Texas. Hey, Patsy from Colorado. Lucia, looking forward to finishing 2019 with your challenge. Woot! Me too. Okay, we got Washington, Utah, Stony Creek. I am so pumped. Gracie's headed to the doctor. This will be recorded. Well, this is recorded because it's in here. So you'll be able to watch this later if you have to. So it's all good. We got a lot of people from cold weather places. Hey, Sandy, love your energy. Thank you. No palm trees. Come visit Orlando. We're like 25 minutes from Disney World. We can see the fireworks literally from bed. It's pretty cool. Abigail's in Denver. Okay, I could like talk to you guys all day, but I want to make sure we get stuff done. So who here is brand new to me? If you're brand new, you just signed up for this challenge and you have no idea who the heck I am, just comment that you're new. If you're not new, how long have you been a part of our community? I know we have quite a mixture of people in here, which is super duper exciting. And then just a little bit of housekeeping. Every day I'll be going live in here at 1 o'clock. Friday is going to be a little different because we're going to do a special 2020 planning workshop. So for most of the days, you want to set aside about a half an hour just because we're going to do Q&A and going through the content as well. So you like if you're so strapped on time, commit to being here for the first 15 minutes. And then if you have to jump off, you have to jump off. You might miss the Q&A. You can come back and catch the recording. Friday, set aside an hour at 1 o'clock Eastern time and put it on your calendar. Like right now, literally, I use Google Calendar for my entire life. Open it up and put on there every single day, 1 o'clock, that you commit to being in here. You have some skin in the game, which is awesome, which means you're going to be so much more so committed than someone who didn't put any skin in the game. By that, I mean you had to pay a little bit of money to get here. And because of that, we have raised over $5,000 to provide clean drinking water to a village in West Africa where my husband's from in Senegal. So I just want to say thank you for that. Like, how cool is it that you get to be here, learn, and make a massive impact on the other side of the world? So I am like so pumped about that. Okay, we got some new people. Danielle's been following for 2 years. Oh, like since I started this. Holy moly. Janet's new. Taryn is in Activate. Amazing. Lucia's new. Catherine did a challenge with me last year. Which challenge did you do? Patsy, just a couple months. Jen is brand new. Dina followed me for about a year when I joined Pin with Purpose. Okay, cool. So since we have some new people, I'll quickly go through my story. So I'm originally from Chicago, moved to Africa, met my husband, came back, got my master's in social work at the #1 program in the country. We moved to Florida, couldn't find a job even with my master's, ended up broke on food stamps, negative $400 in our checking account with a new mortgage, new baby. really, really hard time. But I truly believe that we can find our purpose through our pain and our struggles. And I would not be here today if I would have found a job and had that security. So I am grateful for that. That kind of forced me into entrepreneurship. I joined a network marketing company, took that to six figures, and really learned about social media. I built, my Facebook fan page to 50,000 followers, Instagram to 20,000. And I found my superpower, which we'll talk about today, is Pinterest. And so when my network marketing kind of crashed, my income was cut in half. I'm still making money from it now, and I haven't touched it in like almost 2 years, which is mind blowing. But it wasn't like the cushy six figures that we were making before. And I was the sole provider for our family. So I'm like, I have to find something else. I got way uncomfortable and spent half of our income to hire a business coach. I was making about $4,000 a month at the time, spent $2,000 a month to hire this business coach. Insane. But I truly believe that you have to follow your gut. And I had that feeling in my gut that I have to work with this woman. She helped us our first year. We did $430,000 in sales. This year, we've increased that by 100%. We've had over 3,500 students in our online courses, and we are just getting started, like baby business, a little more than 2 years in, which is really exciting. So let's see. That's pretty much my story in a nutshell. I built this business while living in France, and now we're in Orlando. Fun fact, I met my husband while living in West Africa. So tell me something about you. What's a fun fact about you? So I moved to Kenya when I was 20. My mom was not so happy about that, but I told her she had to let me go. So I went. Didn't know a single person on the continent, but God told me to go. I said, okay. Moved to Senegal when I was 22. I met my husband, brought it back to America. Cool. Oh, Catherine did the Infinite Growth Challenge. So tell me something about you. Dina joined Pin with Purpose. Cool, 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 cool. And by the way, a few things too. I want to chat with you on text. And so I'm going to put my number in the chat where you can just text impact. And that way you can chat with me during the challenge, which is really, really cool. I'm not sure if this works internationally. So if you're in the States, this will work. And last thing, we have a couple more openings for strategy calls with me if you want to talk to me after the challenge and we can go over everything you learned in the challenge plus plan out your 2020. If you want to grab one of those, this is like serious discount on my hourly rate. It's insane and I never offer this, so jump on that. Felicia, born and raised in New Mexico, love the desert. Penny, my husband and I were together for 11 years before we got married. I met my husband in February. We were engaged in April, got married in September. Danielle said, spent my life preparing for a college volleyball career. Tragic knee injury changed the course of my life my freshman year. Thought it was the worst thing ever, but ended up being the major shift in my life that led me where and who I am today. Danielle, were we talking on Instagram because we have the exact same story? Because I had a career ending volleyball injury to my rib cage. Patsy's climbed 8 of the 14ers in Colorado. Elizabeth, born and raised in Singapore, moved to the US 9 years ago and then to London. So cool. So, so cool. Okay. I truly believe that you are here for a reason. There's a reason you found me. There is a reason you signed up for this challenge. There is a reason that you are here, and that is to help you get some more leads into your business. And so during this challenge, obviously, we're talking all things lead generation. I want to help you and support you the most that I can. So ask your questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. If you have a question about lead generation that's outside of what we're doing in the challenge, ask it. If you have a question in general that you have, ask it. I want to be here to help you. So today we're talking about your superpower. There's a lot of different aspects that go into being a rock star at lead generation. But one of the foundational things that you have to understand is that you have a superpower. You have something that other people don't have. You could call it your superpower, your secret sauce, and this is what's going to really set you apart and make you that go-to expert for a very specific audience. And so this is what's going to make people naturally come to you, naturally be attracted to you. They're actually looking for something. This is your superpower. So it could be a personality trait, could be professional experience, could be a personal story, could be your unique mission. And this is really going to help you not be just another blogger, another course creator, another affiliate marketer, another network marketer, another virtual assistant, because those are really a dime a dozen. You don't want to be just another one of those. Okay. That's not an effective way to generate leads in your business. So that's why this is really, really important that we nail down your superpower. And so I'll give you an example. When I started this business in August of 2017. It's gone by so fast. Oh my goodness. So I had a bunch of different things that I did really well when it came to social media. And I knew I wanted to teach that in some aspect. And it was really by talking to other entrepreneurs and seeing, I could have taught Facebook or Instagram or like a billion other things, right? But it was my figured out my superpower was when I talked to people and they said, I need to figure out how to generate new leads, but I'm sick of Instagram. I'm sick of Facebook. I'm sick of spending money and not seeing any ROI. I'm sick of spending all this money and not actually getting anything out of it. And it just kind of like hit me. I'm like, they're not using Pinterest for their business. Why aren't they? I've been able to generate over 20,000 leads for free on the platform. They need Pinterest. So that's one of my superpowers, is figuring out, instead of just trying to be all things to all people and teach all things entrepreneurship and social media and yada yada, I decided to focus very specifically on Pinterest. And because I did that, our business grew so fast and I became known as the Pinterest expert very, very quickly. Our podcast is named in the top 3 Pinterest podcasts in all of iTunes, which is pretty crazy. We cover other stuff on our podcast too, by the way. If you're not subscribed yet, go check out the She's Making an Impact podcast. And I've been asked to speak on stages, at conferences, and all these things that never would have happened if I would have stayed general and if I didn't niche down. Another one of my superpowers, to give you another example, is authenticity. And so a lot of times when you see people in the online space, they're super put together, everything's super professional. And I just decided that I wanted to be myself. And that means I'm going to show up. And if I'm a hot mess, I'm a hot mess. Today, you're actually getting me showered with makeup on, which is amazing. I am pregnant, due with baby number 2 in March, so there will be a lot more opportunities for me to show up even more of a hotter mess. But I just decided I wanted to be myself. And what happens when you do that is you start to attract a tribe of people that are just like you. So one of my superpowers, and the thing that people tell me over and over again that they're drawn to me, is because I'm just me and I'm authentic, and I don't try to be some polished professional when I am definitely not. So you're going to hear me say things like dude. You're probably going to catch grammar mistakes because I barely passed English, and that's okay. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with me. So our homework for today is figuring out what makes you that go-to person. So thinking about your personal professional experiences, what makes you the go-to person in your business, and why do your dream clients need you and not someone else? Who are your top 3 competitors, and have you done competitor research? And it's a good thing to have competitors. You don't want to be the only person doing what you're doing, okay? But you want to see what are they doing. And bonus tip is actually go through their funnel. And so when I was learning about Pinterest marketing and I decided this is what I wanted to be my niche, I bought all the Pinterest courses out there. I went through all the Pinterest freebies. I saw what experts were doing so I could see what were the gaps, what was missing, how could I put my own spin on this, how could I make it better? And then keeping those things in mind, what's going to be the number one product or service that it's an offer that could be the biggest chunk of your revenue. And if you're newer, that's okay if you don't have this in place yet. That's something that could definitely help you with an Activate, of really figuring out like what is your secret sauce, what should your offer be, and post those things in our group. And we're just going to have some fun today too, because I'm feeling super duper generous. So for those of you who have done your homework and you're here live and you're commenting, I'm going to pick someone random and give you $25 to Amazon, because why the heck not? Let's go. Amy Ford, I see you. Amy Ford, send me a message so I can send you some love and a little gift card to Amazon. Cool. All right. What has been your biggest takeaway for today, and what is your superpower? What is your superpower? And don't judge me. I have like a huge thing of water. And it's sparkling water too, so it might make me burp, and that's okay. That is okay. And we actually went through some of the homework in the group, and I wanted to give you guys some shout outs. So post your questions though while I'm going through the shout outs. Taryn Soa. I girl, that's how you pronounce your last name, right? Taryn's actually one of our current Activate students, and I adore you. I'm so happy you're doing this challenge. Her superpower is her ability to empathize and relate to anyone. My past career as a physical therapist has brought my superpower to light as I'm able to relate and understand what anyone's going through. I realize there are many reasons why someone may need to work from home, and I want to help women do that. I personally have a hubby who has a genetic brain disorder, and he is my why. Amazing why. She knows who my top 3 competitors are. I've been hacking their funnels. Smart girl. And she says, my product will be a course teaching women who want to work from home as a virtual assistant how to get clients. My blog focuses on what a VA is, and my course will focus on the how to do it. Awesome. All right, Michelle says, I need to get over being in front of a camera. Do you know how you get over it? Get in front of a camera. Just do it. Do the thing that scares you. What scares you? Frickin' do it. So today, Michelle, your homework is to actually go live on Facebook. And for anyone else that this scares you, go live on Facebook today. Misola says, teaching people how to set up an online business. Wendy says, I have no idea. That's okay. That is okay. Tomorrow will help you as well. But this might be something, if you have no idea what your superpower is, talk to people who know you really well, like close friends, family members. Just ask them, like, what do you think I do well? What do you see as a strength of mine? This is like everything that I do in the online space. I want you to understand I've been doing this since 2011. So it's not something that I just came up with and said, hey, let's go. Like, this has been years and years of sucking and failing and getting feedback and getting better. So don't be afraid to suck. Don't be afraid to fail, because that's how you're going to improve, right? So if you don't know Sarah Blakely, she's the founder of Spanx, the first, she was before Kylie Jenner came in and took the title away, but she was the youngest female, self-made female billionaire. Follow her on Instagram, by the way. She's really cool. But she said something that her dad used to do for her and her brother, I believe, her siblings, is he would ask them to intentionally fail. And so when they came home from school or they're sitting around the dinner table, he'd ask them, like, what have you failed at so far this week? And if they didn't have something to say that they failed at, he would be disappointed in them. And so that totally redefined failure in their mind, which I know is nothing to do with lead generation, but I feel like you guys also need a little mindset, a little personal development too. So I'm happy to kick that in there. So fail fast, fail forward. One of my mentors made a goal to fail, I think 14 times this year. When I decided to do a paid challenge, this is the first time we ever do that. I said, this might suck, it might fail, we might get nobody, but it could also be freaking awesome, and we could also get some really good quality people that have an amazing transformation over the 5 days. So don't be afraid to fail. Jen says, loving this, so inspirational. Thank you for doing this. I'm not sure yet, just learning. That's okay. Patsy said, my husband said my enthusiasm and joy. Cool. Felicia says, my superpower is working outside the box for pain relief. That's awesome. Jade, my superpowers assist others to unwind the bound of energy that keeps them from being seen and heard. Michelle, provide quality products. I have the ability to listen to people and know what they need to get the help they need. Michelle is one of our Activate students, by the way. She has her own CBD and essential oil line. So Michelle, post your link for where we can get your stuff. I use her frankincense oil. We have our oils for our dog that has anxiety. Awesome stuff. Really cool. Heather says, simplify complex things and help people take the right next step for them. Cool. Sandy says, unapologetically authentic is my superpower. Power through purpose and purpose through pain. Bankrupt or billionaire is my new biz, and I'm super excited. Yes. Cool. Danielle says, I'm excited about the confirmation you just gave me about going through my competitors' funnels. That's my biggest takeaway because I was worried about those investments. Super beneficial. You're going to learn so much by going through your competitors' funnels. Do it. Jen says, networking scares me. Never done it. So I've booked one for Monday of next week. Amazing. I love it. Yeah, dude, like figure out what scares you. I went through Shalene Johnson's 30-day push back. This was probably 2011. I don't think she has it anymore. But in that, she had us figure out what scared us, or like what were our goals and what did we need to do to make it happen. At the time, being in front of people and public speaking were the things that terrified me. Terrified me. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to sign up to become a fitness instructor because that'll force me to get in front of people when I really don't want to. And I joined Toastmasters. So for those of you who public speaking is a fear, it's still not something that I say, hey, let's go do this. Trust me. But I do it. And Toastmasters is a way for you to just practice and get in front of people. So do it, do it, do it. Lucia says, my superpower is wisdom, seeing connections between anything from relationships and systems. My weakness is not trusting myself and afraid of being judged. That's a big one that people have. And the the truth is most people aren't even thinking about what you're doing because they're so wrapped up in their own heads and their own little world. I have learned that. Danielle says it takes failing forward because with every fail, you learn what not to do. The more fails, the farther along you are. Yes. So I've actually watched 2 documentaries on Netflix. My son had the flu. And so we were like pent up in the house all over Thanksgiving break. And I watched the Disney documentary, like it was on Amazon Prime. So all about Walt Disney's life, which by the way, he was a failure. He got evicted from his apartments. Like think about everything that Disney has created that is still like everyone all over the world. Like when we were in France, we were going to Disney World Paris and Europeans are coming from all over to go to Disney. His first company failed, got evicted several times, like craziness. The other documentary I watched was about Steve Jobs with Ashton Kutcher. So good. Another good one that you should check out. Steve Jobs sucked, failed, like So it's just think of it as the price you pay on the way to success. And you're gonna learn as long as you're learning, like you're good. Jasmine says my superpower is activate the water within humanity and the earth. Oh, Michelle posted her link. So if you guys want some CBD, really good for anxiety, pain relief. She has a really cool story about it too. Okay, other Michelle, my superpower is encouraging homeschool moms and sharing with them what I've learned through 22 years of experience. So many of them are worried they can't do it, but they can. Ooh, very cool. Leah says, so this may not be the day for this question, but in network marketing, does our superpower interfere with attracting business builders? Because my superpower is definitely my hormone health story and knowledge. I feel like that this attracts clients for my program, but not business builders. Does that make sense? So network marketing is a little bit differently. I'm not sure how many of you are in network marketing. I sponsored over 300 people back in my business. I think it's totally fine to be authentic and share your hormone health story. I also ended up sharing parts of the business and the financial aspects that helped us grow as well. So I shared a little bit of both. Elizabeth, trusting my gut feeling, my intuition. Michelle says my website funnel's so great after working with Rachel. Yay! I'm so happy. Dude, you're crushing it. Sandy, I'm a Toastmaster too. Cool. Erin, my superpower is teaching others social media how to use the necessary tools from a beginner's standpoint. So we're going to get even more niche down for you tomorrow. So you guys, tomorrow we're going to get super duper clear on our niche, our target audience, and all of that stuff. So get ready. Abby, my superpower is encouraging women to eat with gladness. My weakness is too many ideas. That's the DNA of an entrepreneur. You're not alone. Danielle's superpower, I have many, but it boils down to helping women figure out what the flip they want and align with their core to create a life they love living on their terms. Danielle says, fun fact, it's Walt Disney's birthday on the 5th. Oh, cool. Very cool. Okay, Minna says my superpower is positivity. People says I inspire them. I teach pattern making. Very cool. Let's see, if someone isn't clear on how to help with their superpower, do you suggest they just pick a niche or go and help anyone to see what gets the most response or impact? So you want to do a little bit of market research before you just dive in with a niche to figure out what are some pain points, what are people struggling with. We'll do more of this tomorrow. And you're going to get even clear on your superpower the more just by moving. So I never want you to get stuck in your head trying to think through this stuff. You're going to get clarity by taking action. And so just take massive action and you're going to start to figure it out as you go, and you start to get more feedback as you go. So like when we first started this business, we had 0 people on our email list, like I didn't have people to give me that feedback, but I was asking friends and family member, I was asking people on my network marketing team and that kind of thing. And then as we're growing, I can get a lot more feedback. But don't let the fact that you don't know yet stop you or slow you down. Just move. That's the thing I see entrepreneurs struggle with the most when they're just getting started is they stay stuck because they're in their head. So take messy action. Write that down if you're new to me. This is something that I say a lot. My students know me for. I say take messy action. It's not going to be perfect. If it's perfect the first time you do it, you waited too long. Just go. Go, 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 go. Felicia says network marketing, not sure how to develop an offer for this platform. So what I suggest you do is to actually create an offer separate from your network marketing company because tomorrow is not promised. And like I said, my network marketing company, my income was cut in half when that company restructured. So you want to diversify what you're doing. What I would love for you to do is to brand yourself, not your network marketing company, and to create an offer outside of your network marketing company. So I did this in my fitness business. I created a course and that actually still sells, which is crazy 2 years later because of our blog and Pinterest and Google and all that stuff. Penny, my superpower is in building relationships with students, being able to successfully teach multiple grades at the same time. Cool. Rhonda says, my superpower is knowing foods that nourish and regenerate the body on a cellular level and are simple for busy people. Awesome. Christy, superpower. I'm a teacher at heart. I enjoy leading study groups and teaching my clients how to take charge of their health. I teach them how to look at health in a different way and that their bodies can heal even if they've been told that they just have to live with their illness or disease. Amazing. Amazing. Carrie, my superpower is cultivating contentment in life and understanding of money, helping other busy families live wholeheartedly with sound money behaviors. Ooh, I like that. Someone for you to see what they're doing on YouTube in particular is Our Rich Journey. Their YouTube channel has exploded teaching personal finance, and I adore this couple. And for those of you that are just struggling with finance in general and your own money behaviors and all this stuff, check out Our Rich Journey. They're so good. So good. I do want to talk to them though because they don't have a funnel in place. They're not building their email list. They don't have an online course that they're selling, nothing. So I'm like, you got to do something with this. Okay, Mandy, my superpower is being personable. I can communicate with just about anyone, just trying to figure out how to transfer that to my Color Street business without being pushy. Again, you're building your personal brand, your email list, and a benefit of that will be you'll build your network marketing company. Emma says, I love the phrase messy action. Yes. Cool. What questions do you guys have? Hit me up with your questions. Amy says, my superpower is keywords SEO for creatives on Pinterest. No competition with you, of course. It's all good. We have students in Activate that teach Pinterest or are Pinterest managers. And I think, I think they actually reached out to me before they joined. I'm not sure if that's completely accurate. I'm pretty sure of like worried about being a competitor. And in my head, there is no competition because if I teach you the strategies to do what I've done, your people will resonate with you. My people will resonate with me. Someone might come and see me and be like, oh, she's way too unprofessional. I don't want to work with her. I don't like her. And I'm okay with that. But they might love my student that I've taught this to. And so she gets business that I wouldn't have gotten anyways. So the more, the merrier. Scarcity, no such thing. Okay, Moira, I'm good at distilling the massive information out there around health and aging, helping women, men over 50 to age while struggling with a product. So, online course for sure. You're gonna have to do some market research. This is something that we dive in like super deep within Activate. So be on the lookout for that. We'll talk about that more throughout the week. Jen says, my daughter said my superpower is being kind and being her mom's. I think it's not being afraid to try something new, and I love to learn. Cool. Wendy, can you brand yourself in two different directions? How do you mean? Can you give me an example? Patsy, how do I start as a go-to expert? You start by creating content, which we're going to talk about throughout this challenge. We have a day dedicated to content creation. But by just creating content, that positions you as an expert. Danielle, when you start the leads funnel, where is a starting point? A freebie offer, full course, not sure what to start with. Freebie, freebie for sure. And we're going to talk about that on one of these days of what freebie should you offer because you want to build your email list. You don't want to send people just to a course. There's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to. If you just send them to a course on a website, there's a most people aren't going to buy if there's no level of scarcity uh, like with that offer. I really need to trim these palm trees. It's like bam against the window. So you want to make sure you get them on your email list first, and then you can send them to a webinar or a challenge where you're going to sell your course. Okay. Amy, the internet's big enough. Totally. Sandy, how to get people going on an email list, how to start the email list. So you need to have the freebie to offer, which we'll talk about on one of these days. And there's a bunch of different ways you can get people on your email list. So I started with my blog and Pinterest. That's one of the ways. You can start by doing podcast interviews. That's another way that we build our email list, just by creating content and putting content out there on Facebook. So you could do Facebook Live videos and then give a direction to your freebie. You can network in Facebook groups. That's another thing that I did, especially when they have like freebie days. There's a million ways. And then there's paid traffic too. You can do like Facebook ads, that kind of thing. I didn't do that for several months though, because I couldn't afford it in my business yet. Hey, Jennifer. Jen says, I'm really weak when it comes to social media for business, something I need to work on. Love Pinterest, but use it for pretty things. Okay, so what you just said is what we call limiting belief. And I want to reframe the way that you're speaking. Instead of saying I'm really weak when it comes to social media for business, you can say I'm learning, currently learning and getting better at how to use social media for my business. The way you speak matters. Abby, do you have to do webinars to sell a course? So it depends on the price point of the course. If it's over $97, I would. It doesn't have to be a webinar. It could be a challenge. You want to have some level of scarcity associated with it, and you need to add value before you sell the course as well. I love webinars because you can make it evergreen, meaning that we have a webinar that sells every day. Um, we do multiple six figures from an evergreen webinar, meaning I don't run that webinar. It's magical. It's magical. So I highly recommend doing webinars. This is something that I teach in detail inside of Activate for sure. Um, Webinars are amazing. Like that's my favorite thing to do is do webinars. They're so much fun. Hey, Jennifer. Jennifer says, should I do webinar first, then a challenge? I would, just because a challenge is a lot of work. We have a team now to help me put together this challenge. But before I did everything on my own, and challenges are a lot of work. So I would start with a webinar. That's going to be the easiest route to do for sure. And then you can do a challenge down the road, especially when you have like a virtual assistant and other things like that. Yes. What other questions do you have? No problem, Abby. Other questions? Angela says, I have a freebie and a newsletter. I'd be interested in how to grow it for my ideal clients. Do you mean grow your email list, get more people on your email list? And I wouldn't call it a newsletter either. That's pretty outdated talk. I would make sure it's a specific freebie that you're offering, and then you could call it like a VIP list if you want. That would be my main focus too for you, Angela, is growing your email list always. This is the number one thing I tell my clients to do. Grow your email list. This needs to be the main focus. Yes. So to get people on your email list, I gave you a few ideas already of getting on podcast interviews, Pinterest for sure, Facebook groups, Instagram story takeovers. You could get someone who has a bigger list than you, email their list for you, do some like partnerships and that kind of thing, collaborations. A big thing that I did was Facebook Lives when I was first starting, Facebook Live interviews. There's a million ways. Jennifer, I want to learn how to use Pinterest for my styling business. I got you. I got you. Sandy, are there social media specific VAs? For sure. And the more specific, like for, I know there's a ton of VAs in here because Amanda Johnson referred all you guys to come. You want to make sure you pick one specific thing that you want to help people with. So maybe it's you're helping people grow their Instagram account or you're helping people grow their Pinterest. You want to pick something very niche down that'll help you stand out and be that go-to person. Giselle, I have a free workbook already. How do I leverage that to earn an income? So, obviously, promoting that free workbook, getting people on your email list, and then you want to have some sort of a funnel in place where when they're on your email list, you can invite them to a webinar where you're selling something like an online course or private coaching with you or something like that. Patsy, would Pinterest be a good place to start when I first start my blog? Yes, definitely. Wendy, two directions, animal advocate and business advisor coach. Pick one. Pick one. You're not going to be able to do both. Those are very, very different. Very, very different. Jennifer, how can I grow my email list using Pinterest? Create blog content, valuable content that you're putting on your blog, create a quality pin for that blog post, and then we use search engine optimization. Like this is the simplified explanation, but there's a lot that goes into it. Use search engine optimization, the keywords that your ideal client would be searching when you upload that pin to Pinterest, because Pinterest is a search engine platform. And so when people search for intermittent fasting for women, they find my fitness blog and they click on the pin, they come to the blog post, read the blog. On that blog post itself, we have it optimized with different ways that people can join our email list. Simplified version. Best way to nurture your email list to increase engagement. So we have a nurture sequence in place. We send out at least 5 emails, it could be 7, every day when they're subscribed to our newsletter. Because if you send them one email, they don't hear from you again for another week, 2 weeks, they're going to have no idea who the heck you are. So you want to make sure that you are consistently in front of them, right? So we have that nurture sequence set up in place, and then we consistently email our list. It started with just once a week, but now we email 4 to 5 times a week. And when I say that, you might go, your brain might explode, which is fine. You don't have to email as much as I do right now, but start with once a week to do that consistently, and then you'll want to up it. But you want to make sure you're adding value to your list on a consistent basis. No problem, Amanda. Jen says, I'm launching as a VA offering debt chasing, audio transcribing, and data entry. Any ideas on how I would put that into a webinar if possible? Love the idea of putting something out there to help people that is going to earn for me in the background. I would pick one thing that you want to help them with. So if you want to help them with something specific as a virtual assistant, pick that. If you want, I'm not sure what debt chasing is, debt consolidation perhaps, then help them with that. So the webinar itself, that you want it to lead to your paid offer. And so our Pinterest webinar is, I think it's like how to double your leads and sales with Pinterest in the next 30 days. And we lead that. So it's adding value about Pinterest. And it's impossible to teach everything you need to know about Pinterest in an hour-long webinar. So we lead them to our course, Pin with Purpose. And so you want to add value and then lead them to pick one of those, a course, teaching on one of those topics. Emma, when you were first starting out, did you find it easy to find people to interview? Because I'm not a newbie. So don't go for people that have 1 million followers when you're just starting out. I kept it to people who were pretty small, but I also wasn't afraid to go for people that I knew had bigger audiences. And by bigger, I mean maybe like between 10 and 50,000. I don't think anyone that I interviewed had more than that. But I would do a mixture. Most people like 1 to 5,000 are that have 1 to 5,000 followers are going to be open to being interviewed by you. And then you could ask a few more people. Don't be afraid to go for no. Jennifer, yes, this is, yeah, you can watch this again. Aaron says, I'm looking to teach others how to be a content creator virtual assistant. Should I still be niching down to one social media platform or focus on teaching in order to stand out? Or is it okay to talk to them in general. I like that niche, teaching others how to be a content creator VA. Um, I don't think you necessarily need to niche down one platform. You could. So it could be like how to be a blog content creator virtual assistant. Like that's super niche. Um, is it okay to talk about them in general? So one of the things that I do on social media, for those of you who are new, you don't know this yet, but I post a lot about totally like things that aren't related to lead generation or Pinterest because I want people to get to know me more so than just me as like a marketer or business person. I'd rather have them know like my heart and where I come from. So for me, faith is a huge part of my life. So I share about my faith. I post scripture. I share about our travels. I share about Africa. That's a huge part of what I love to do. I share my family, and that's going to help people get to know you even better. So mix it up a little bit when it comes to posting, like on Instagram or Facebook and that kind of thing. Yes, Amanda, email multiple times per week. I'm learning a lot through the mastermind that I am a part of. I highly recommend that you are in something where you are learning and growing. I made a big investment this year. I invested $50,000 to work with a coach and join a mastermind to help me grow. And like that's insanity to me because we made like $23,000 back in 2013 or something like that. But you got to make sure you're consistently growing and learning from somebody who knows what it is that you want to learn. So I'm learning a ton about email marketing from people who are doing very, very well with massive email lists. And at our last mastermind, we were told one of the best email marketers in the world. He has $100 million business before the age of 30, Joel Marion. Check out his podcast, Born to Impact, by the way. He emails twice a day, 7 days a week. I don't think I'm ready for that yet, but I'm good with 4 to 5. Okay, Rhonda, if you have a network marketing company, how do you ensure they sign up with you when it's via social media? I always point them to my email list, always, not to my company's email list or anything like that. Penny, do you just offer freebies to grow your list and then add paid offers? What's the time frame? How do you know when you're ready to offer paid items? So some of you might be a student in creating killer content. Who here's a student in creating killer content? Because we have a freebie, and on the thank you page, we have a baby offer, and it's a really sweet offer for my mini course, Creating Killer Content. And so it's okay to sell right away. Like, I'm fine with that. And then from that, we have people on our email list, and then we funnel them to our webinar. Felicia says, I have a website address, but totally not developed at this point. Will it be a problem for funnel development? Messy action, dude. Messy action. The website I have now is not the website I started with. I went with the website that I had for the past 2 years is